Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Now I want to get to this topic quite right now. So Boris Johnson wins vote of confidence despite a significant Tory rebellion. So what is the next step for him?
Well, we now know that there's at least 148 member of Tory Parliament. That's not happy with the leadership of Boris Johnson. That is there's a number quite significant. It's like 41.2% vote against him. We can compare that to his predecessor, Theresa May, that also faced the same vote of confidence in 2018, but she won 63% of Tory MPs backing. So that's quite a different number between 41.2% and 63. So we can say that there's quite a lot of disengagement within the Tory party itself. And when we remember, even winning the vote of confidence does not mean a free ticket to continuing his leadership as a Tory prime minister in peace, because as we see, Theresa May finally resigned 6 months after the vote was cast. There's a quite a large number of backbenchers MP that has been voicing their disagreement or a non-approval of what we call now Partygate, that involved this political issue that has been talked about in media since 2020. And it seems because it was a secret ballot, it seems like there's a possibility that Boris Johnson's minister or ministerial aide that also did not back him during the last night vote. Some call this a wounded victory, but according to Tory party rules, at least Boris Johnson is safe from a challenge of his leadership in within the next year.
Well, Fitra, we know that Boris Johnson is not a clear, quote unquote, leader because he has committed many flaws and wrongdoings, especially during the COVID 19 quarantine period, where he appeared to have a party, to go out and about during quarantine that he set up as the leader of the government there. Is this the accumulation of that 148 Tory lawmakers voted against him? And what did he say about the result?
That's correct. Like the main idea of why there's a lot of disagreement within the Tory party itself is started from the Partygate, where there's a mountain allegation that Boris Johnson and his aide threw numbers of party in 10th of Downing Street during the heavy lockdown in London. But like we heard before the clip that was played before, he saw this as a good victory. And if I can repeat and quote what he said, don't forget, when I stood to be a leader of Tory party, I didn't get anything like that much support from my colleague in the parliament. And he added, now that is an opportunity to put everything behind him and take this as an opportunity to unite and deliver. But like I said, it's not the end of Boris Johnson with the continuous issue of Partygate. And the UK is currently facing a historic rise of price of living, and also the growing pressure from his constituents of Tory voters that wants him out. It looks like it's quite an uphill battle for Boris Johnson to regain his trust within his party and his constituents.
Fitria, what actually prompted Tory MPs to rebel and send their letter of no confidence?
Well, this started in when one of the local newspaper, The Mirror, published an allegation in that Johnson and his staff held a Christmas party in November and December 2020, where the country was under a very strict lockdown rules. From there, like a snowball, there's just like numbers of photograph videos personal accounts of people that attend and witness the party. That number in number 10 that happens within the acknowledgement of Boris Johnson himself. Some staff were also known to left one of the party at 4 a.m. On the eve of the burial of the late Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, on the 17th of April 2021. When we look back and remember that famous and viral pictures of Queen Elizabeth sitting down by herself in the church when her husband was buried, that same night, there are a really rowdy and drunken party happened in number 10. And back then in April 2021, there's still a numbers of lockdown rules or COVID rules that was still implemented. But it's not until the publication of the party investigation over parties at Downing Street that was conducted by a senior civil servant, Sue Gray, which looked at 15 events between May 2020 and April 2021 that stated that of several of the events they were drunken and rowdy, and there were a failure of leadership and judgment at number 10 that had a lot of Tory MPs. Let's maybe that 148 members of Tory Parliament that said enough and want Boris to be out and the leadership change and see the change of leadership in the Tory parties.
Yep, you wrap it up nicely. Now, thank you, Fitria Mutiara Sungkar, reporting from London, United Kingdom. Stay safe.